In the middle of our challenging neighborhoods, we do have one safe haven.
One person does make a difference. We need you. Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Lucie County.
As an officer at the Fort Pierce Police Department for the last 12 years, I've seen many of the hardships that our kids go through on a daily basis. There's hunger, there's homelessness. With many of our kids couch surfing, they go from one family member to the next, sleeping on a couch here, on a sofa there, or even on the floor sometimes, just to have a roof over their head. Many of them go to school merely as a means to receive some kind of food for the day. Many of those kids also succumb to drug or alcohol, along with their family members, or they get enticed a lot by the local gangs that are in the area, which often leads them to skipping school, running away from home, being disobedient and disrespectful in the home, or even going on into delinquent behavior that will end them up incarcerated. But there is something positive in our community here, which is the Boys and Girls Club located right behind my office. I can see the gang members walking by with their drooping pants, showing their flags or wearing their colors, whereas if I walk out of the back door, I can hear and see, the kids working together with the adults in the drum line, practicing the drum skills, and then later on going into the office and being around positive role models, adult and older youth role models, where they can learn more life skills to have them have a better chance at life. The Boys and Girls Club provides a safe environment not only for the younger kids who can just let their hair down, but also for their older siblings who oftentimes are asked to babysit and take care of the household as well as their younger brothers and sisters. So this is a place where they can truly just be a kid themselves for a change, because sometimes at the age of 13, 14, we expect them to already act as adults.
Personally, the Boys and Girls Club means that as those of us who work in the club probably bring the greatest gift of all to all of our children that we have contact with, and that the four-letter word is hope. There's a lot of four-letter words. That was a good one. I've been fortunate to spend 45 years in the clubs and now 5 as a consultant to maybe paying it back. I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm paying back what someone gave me. H-O-P-E. We give hope every day that no matter what situation they're in right now, they can change it. They might not have a choice in how they start life, but we give them a choice in how better they can finish it.
1456 hours. We're actually on 23rd Street right now in Fort Pierce, which is home of 23rd Street Gang. It's been around for years. We have a lot of fights that are happening on the street. And just a few blocks over, actually to our west, is 29th Street, which is home of 29th Street Gang, or B-side, or the Project Boys. So kids are growing up, going to school. It's hard for them to be able to play outside because of the violence. We have many stray bullets that are going when the gang members start beefing, as they call it, with one another. You never know who's going to get hit. Just as of recently, we had a young lady that was struck by a bullet on the side of her face, and she had nothing to do with any of that incident happening. But and she actually ended up moving away into a different city from here because of that happening to her, even though it's a young lady that was born and raised in Fort Pierce. So those are some of the things that we see and we deal with daily. The environment that a lot of these kids are growing up in. So to have a Boys and Girls Club in the middle of all of this, or not just one, but we actually have 3 Boys and Girls Club in the middle of all of this, is seriously like a diamond in the middle of a coal pit, because there has to be a bright shining light somewhere in this for these kids so that they can aspire to go on and be productive young people in our society. Otherwise, this is what they aspire to. That's what they know. That's what they live in every day.
Anyone who gives, I would hope that they would never consider a donation. I would hope if they ever hear this, that they'd consider an investment in the future, because that's what it is. For every kid in St. Lucie County that steps in those doors, they should be happy. that they were part of it. I know that everyone is busy with their lives, and I would always wish that people could put the Boys and Girls Club in at least the 5 highest priorities in their life. I understand they have other priorities. I understand they have other things that are important, and that's all acceptable. But I would like to think that Boys and Girls Club could be somewhere in their list of priorities, and they would continue to give other kids a chance to be successful in their lives. And that's what their investment does. Every kid has a right to be happy.
In the middle of our challenging neighborhoods, we do have one safe haven, the Boys and Girls Club, where the kids can come, let their hair down, do their homework, all in a safe and loving environment. Great futures do start here in the Boys and Girls Club.